Hi everybody, I am Dr. Kerri Nevin. Welcome to another episode of the Let's Talk series. I am a doctor of clinical psychology and wellness coach certified by the Mayo Clinic. And I am just so excited because I wanted to do this because I want to celebrate people who are supporters of mental wellness. And I have with us today a very special guest. We have Dr. Krzysztof Gojdź of Revive Clinic. And I am going to be interviewing him today, asking him some questions because I feel that you are a very unique individual with how you treat your patients. And I want the world to know about who you are and what you do. Already super well known, but I'm excited to share
Thank
today.
you so much. Thank you. I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm going to focus on this interview because I'm sitting like in front of the most beautiful woman. Oh my goodness.
He is so good for my ego, you guys.
Yes, and I'm not talking about just about your face, about features. I'm talking about like your soul, about like your eyes, smile, like everything like which is inside, like out, inside out. So this is how do I work with my patients. First of all, of course, I can treat them to be more, let's say, like a beauty, like a younger. But the most important for me is to treat them again inside out. To talk about their life. To talk about first. To talk about their needs and the problems, issues they have in life. Because very often, before I treat them with the lasers, Botox, fillers, anything, I treat soul. Mm-hmm. So I prefer to talk. What was the reason that they want my help? They want me to help them to be more beauty. So very often it's just because of the soul.
Of the soul, which makes you so unique, in my opinion. I don't know that the field of aesthetic medicine is necessarily known for treating not just the outside but the inside of a person. And I am a patient of yours, and I know that my experience of you is very different than what I've ever experienced before. I sat down with you. Actually, we sat down here in this room, and you wanted to get to know me. You wanted to get to know who I was, and that was different.
Correct. So first of all, so before I touch any patient, I want to know who are you, what do you do, what's your problem, and if really you need my support, or maybe you need support from psychologists, maybe you need support from your friends first, and then my support as a beauty.
Mm-hmm. So you're ascertaining what the needs are by asking the correct questions.
Correct.
Yes, yes. Well, I want to talk a little bit about your background, and I want to quote you, actually. Your talents led you to become a celebrity doctor in Europe. And Dr. Chris recorded television shows for Discovery and TVN, becoming an inspiring example for other physicians in the field of aesthetic medicine, which is just so wonderful. And you also have a very unique desire to help the needy, people who are in need. You dedicated yourself to treating hundreds of patients at no cost. And Dr. Chris's current mission is to be available not only in Europe, but to a broader group of patients and doctors throughout the world. So toward this end, Dr. Chris created Revive Clinic, where we are sitting now here in Chicago. And it's a new beauty concept unlike any other. Dr. Chris, you describe Revive Clinic as a holistic oasis. To revive means to give new strength or energy to life, to give new life. This is what I like to give my patients: revive, feel better, look better, perform better.
Correct. So this is how I usually work, especially with women, because like 80-90% of my patients are women. Yeah. So every woman has own empowerment, like a woman empowerment. So just, sometimes they need someone who can push them, who can show that you are strong, that you have a woman empowerment. Mm-hmm. So it's not only about the beauty, but again, we are talking about the soul. Mm-hmm. So I like woman empowerment. So what I like to do is not only again beauty, but to push them to do something in a life and to stand on legs and then just go.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's very interesting. Toward that end, you say, and this is your quote: I intend to continue training doctors around the world. I want to create a foundation that helps women in different corners of the world to stand up, believe in themselves, and change their lives. I'm also planning to do TV programs on a global scale to educate people on how they should take care of themselves and their beauty, face, body, and soul. Okay, this is really important. This is going to be huge. I mean, it's already huge. You've got 4 locations of Revive Clinic. You started in Miami, we're here in Chicago, New York, and then you also are in Beverly Hills, and I understand, is it in Paris Hilton's home?
Also, we also opened up the beautiful clinic in Beverly Hills.
Oh, okay.
So like now open for, like, let's say, like for everybody. But mainly, yes, we are focusing right now on celebrities.
Wonderful.
But these ones who want to look natural. So I don't like to inject like a Botox fillers to change the face. Like you, look at yourself. Remember at the first consultation, I said, never Botox, never fillers, because you look so natural. This is what I like to work with my patients, to give them like a strength, soul, and natural beauty.
Yeah, and to let that shine through.
Correct.
Wonderful. Okay, well, why don't we just get to some of the interview questions? The first question I have is, what inspired you initially to get into the field of aesthetic medicine?
Okay, so always I wanted to be the artist. Look at my hands, like my fingers.
Yes.
I wanted to play piano. Unfortunately, my parents, they didn't have the money for lessons, so I couldn't, and I don't play piano. But always I wanted to be the artist. So aesthetic medicine is actually art.
Oh yes.
Because you have to feel the art. When I'm looking at the woman, let's say, every woman is beauty, but this is just like my hands and my like a brain looking at you and change something to, let's say, like sculpt your face to be more beauty, to give even the strength of beauty. And so I wanted to be an artist.
You want to be an artist. You are an artist. And that's when I think of you, I always think that, because it's very interesting. I think sculptors have talked about allowing the image to emerge from the sculpture and chipping away what is not the essence of the sculpture.
Yes.
And that's what you do on a physical
level.
Correct.
So this is why absolutely I feel it's like my mission. It's like my passion to do like a faces and to sculpt.
Yeah, you can't not do it.
To do like, let's say, like a touch-up, because again, every woman is beautiful. So my role is just to show the beauty, to emphasize their beauty, to also to emphasize the strength of women. So then, then beauty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, I think when you look good, you feel good. And I think that, that's something that you're looking for, is that internal strength, and how do we demonstrate it by what we see on the outside, and sort of have that marrying those two things.
Exactly. Right? If you are happy inside, so we can see happiness in our eyes, yes, in our face. So this is why, again, I always start to talk with women. So think about yourself, but about your soul first, and then let's talk about the beauty. Because again, beauty is inside out. Even the most beautiful women. I was treating like lots of Miss Universe, Miss Europe, Miss any countries, but very often they are not really beauty, because the eyes show really like a soul and beauty of the person. But very often they don't have it.
Well, it's interesting, when we spoke, I think you discussed that your job is certainly, being this wonderful doctor, but you're also a bit of a therapist, I think. And being a therapist myself, when I heard you say that, I just thought that was super interesting.
What's funny is that when I was young, I wanted to be priest.
You did?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
You heard it here first. I did not know that.
So almost. I went to the priest school, and I think something is still in my soul. So this is why women very often, like during the consultation, they like confess.
They're in confession.
Yes. So maybe this is why also like to help them to even to just like talking with them.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, wonderful. So
Are you going to confess?
I don't know. Maybe after we film. How about that? So you discuss a period of your life where I think you said for 8 years you offered some of your services at no cost, and you described this time as incredibly meaningful to you. Can you tell us more about that and what you learned about yourself and what you learned from that experience?
So again, as I mentioned, I wanted to be a priest. So this means I wanted, to give myself for people. So in my clinics, always I was supporting people in needs, especially children, like after any car accidents or with the scars after children often burned accidentally. So very often the mothers, they don't have the money for this kind of treatments because these treatments are not covered by insurance. So myself and also my team, we treated 20-25% of patients daily for free. This kind of patients, they didn't have the money for the treatment. So I felt from, maybe it was just egoistic, because I felt like nice that I'm doing something good for the world, but also my team. But I believe in the karma. So really, I wanted to help as many as I could, the children and poor people.
That's incredible.
Yes, and even now, after a couple of years, they are sending me pictures, and they are so grateful that I changed their lives, because okay, they didn't have money for it. So I feel maybe it was egoistic. What do you think, as a psychologist?
I don't think it really matters, honestly, because when you have a gift and talent and you share it and you have an impact on that person's life for their lifetime, because, it's the first thing that people see is a person's face. And so if there is a disfigurement and you've said, you know what, I can do this, I'm going to do this, who cares? Who cares? That person's life is changed.
I felt I had to do it. I had to do it.
Yeah.
But again, so sometimes I was thinking, why? So just because I really wanted to help, or maybe it was like egoistic from my side. Maybe I wanted to felt like as a good guy.
Don't we all want to feel that way, though? I mean, and why are we here? We're here to help each other out.
Correct.
And that's, at the end of the day, that's what you're going to take with you.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. Okay, so, I'm a clinical psychologist, and what would you say in terms of how you've impacted? Is there somebody that stands out in your mind that you think, oh, this person is mentally changed because of what I did? Is there anybody that stands out?
Actually, we have a lot of patients with some mental illnesses. Even there is one of the illness which we very often we are not going to offer the help. It's very often the woman, they think that they are ugly, they are like not worth anything. So for this kind of woman, so we send them to psychologists or psychiatrists first before we start to do anything, because even we do like anything we could, they are still like unhappy.
So they're still believing it's like a body dysmorphic disorder where they see
dysmorphophobia.
Yes, correct. And so they see something that you do not see.
Correct. So very often, again, women sometimes blame themselves that they are ugly, and this is why they divorce. This is why they are not happy in any relationships. Very often, the problem is like inside, or with husbands or boyfriends. So first of all, so this kind of woman, when I start to talk during the consultation, I prefer to send to the psychologist, like to you, to talk about the problem.
Yeah.
And then, okay, if really you will need anything to change in your face, in your body, so then come back.
Right. So it sounds to me like what you're doing is identifying somebody who could benefit from being in right relationship with themselves first
Correct.
before they come to you to
Correct.
deal with the outside stuff.
I prefer like first for my patients to believe in themselves, and then we can do anything they want.
Right, right. Well, that's different depending on who you're talking
I
to
know,
out
because
there. You know?
if this kind of patient goes to any clinics, they are just like
They're gonna-
taking money.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
money for me, they're not like the most important. Okay,
Right.
so I prefer the happiness of my patients, to feel better, to feel more like powerful.
Yeah.
So and then we can do something like as a touch-up, like a beauty.
Right. Okay. So, what would you like your legacy to be when you think of how do I want to be remembered? How do I want to be known in the world? What is salient for you with regard to that?
I like teaching physicians and cosmetologists. I taught like thousands of them around the world, Asia, Australia, Europe, Middle East, US, like everywhere. I was like everywhere in my life.
Yeah.
So I like give them my point of view of the beauty, of natural beauty. And again, so looking at the person inside out. I like also, as we discussed, to help for this who needs help. So I think like in a couple of years, let's say in 20 years, okay, when I retire.
Don't do it. Don't retire.
I never retire because this is my passion. This is my absolute passion. I love to do it. But I would like to think about, okay, I helped like hundreds, thousands of people.
Yeah.
They are right now like more powerful. They are they have a strength. So very often they talk to me. They send me messages, and just they are thankful. So I would like in 20 years again to sit and just thought about myself. Well, okay, you did like a good job. You helped thousands of people.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah.
This is enough for me.
Yeah. Wow. Well, this has just been so powerful, and I so appreciate you sharing your wisdom, but also your heart. And for me, that's what makes you special. And I so appreciate you, Dr. Chris.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Really, absolutely choose the doctor or anybody who treats you, but holistically and again inside out. If someone at the first consultation propose you Botox fillers or anything to change your face, this is not good person. So just the person who start to talk about your problems, about you, so this is the good guy. You can go and ask for help.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.